presentation, as promised, is the report of my tests of RabadakPilot in water, and this voice it's from Google Translator. This red line is the designed route for my tests. I start autopilot between position 0 and position 1. The day is very windy and I'm alone on boat, no help at all. I have a messy of electric cables on the floor and the space is not much. This is not a pleasant day. The wind is from northwest and blows at speed of 7 knots with gusts of 12. As I told before, it's not a pleasant day on lake, but it was the best day in August. This summer in Portugal was very windy. On the day before, Wind Guru report for the August the 30 had no prevision for strong winds, but here are we, with 7 knots. When I started the autopilot, the GPS reports position 2 as the next point to go. I don't know why. Then I let it go. I get a strong wind on port beam side. The track, as you can see, it's a bit erratic. Soon I conclude the first problem. When RabadakPilot react to a compass position, that position has no longer valid because of the wind effect, so the maths calculations done are no longer valid. RabadakPilot makes new iteration and try calculate the new heading, so the autopilot is always reacting and not acting. This must be changed. It's not a big deal. Another issue was the rudder feedback system does not assure the perfect alignment between rudder and bow. I think it's a minor mechanical issue. I think also had a speed problem. As it was my first test, I wanted make it at a slow speed, but this was incompatible with the windy day, and this was the results. Analyzing track, I could see a very pleasant pattern. Looks like the RabadakPilot wants to keep boat on track. I think this is good, very good. At this time I suffered a very strong gust. RabadakPilot reads the actual compass heading, makes some maths, reacted, and this was the boat behavior, very irregular. At this point I conclude, it's time to go home. Please note, this test was made in a very short distance, but RabadakPilot tried keep his goal, get position 2, even with a strong wind, theoretically. And based on the trend of the yellow track, position 2 was the goal. Final report for test number 1. Due to a very windy day, the results was not satisfactory. RabadakPilot software must be reviewed in order to be active and not reactive. It's easy. The introduction of a manual mode with joystick, it's a must. The rudder feedback potentiometer must be reviewed from a mechanical point of view. Info update and LCD screen must be reviewed. Now is too slow.